Afternoon, everyone, it's Miss Brown here. Now, last week you were lucky enough to go down to our woodland area and do some forest school activities. I wonder, what do you remember from your forest school experience? Can you pause the video and try and come up with 3 things that you remember from your forest school experience? Well done. Now, I've heard that one of the really exciting things you got to do at forest school was lighting fires with Mrs. Pierce. Now, when we're lighting fires, there's lots of really important things we need to remember. One of these is the fire circle. Now, if you remember, the fire circle is the ring around the outside of an open fire, and this is really important for keeping yourself and others safe while you're moving around a fire. Now, I've got some questions here about the fire circle. How do we enter and leave the fire circle? Where can you sit? When can you approach the fire? How do we move around the circle? What happens in an emergency? Now, this diagram here is going to be really helpful in answering these questions. Can you pause the video and come up with a really brief answer to each of these questions? Well done. I hope you've all managed to get some answers to these questions about the fire circle. Now, I wasn't with you when you went down to the forest school, so I haven't really learnt about the fire circle and the rules for using it. So your task today, can you come up with a set of rules for using the fire circle? This will be really helpful for me when I next go down to the forest school. I'd like you to all draw a diagram and come up with 5 rules for using the fire circle. Now, there's 5 questions here, and you need to write 5 rules. So your answers that you came up with to these questions are going to be really helpful for coming up with your rules for using the fire circle. Okay, I'm really looking forward to seeing what you all come up with.